Reputation's on the line, and the road to November starts here. Big Sky action is next on Scripps Saturday Showdown. Well, as fall colors bloom and fans make their way back to the Gallatin Valley for homecoming, the real season begins as a pair of longtime Big Sky foes square off to kick off the conference slate as number 4 Montana State and Eastern Washington add another chapter to this rivalry. Welcome to Bozeman, everyone. Ben Creighton, the former DC, Ty Grigorak, Grace Lawrence also coming up in a couple minutes. And Ty, I think Brent Vigen absolutely nailed it earlier this week when he said the Big Sky is wide open this season. A lot of talent, some new faces. I think we're in for a fun Big Sky slate this year.
I guarantee we are. It's going to be awesome. And, you know, I believe this Eastern team is way better than their record indicates. And you can see a great shot of that man right there. What an unbelievable. He has set the standard, Ben. I mean, I live in this community, and when you're winning by 17 points and shutting people out, and that's not good enough, he has set and reset a new bar and standard here. He's been amazing.
By the way, has never lost to an unranked FCS opponent, by the way. And here in Bozeman, look, this Bobcat defense has been carrying over the success of the last year's crew. This stout D has been absolutely fantastic.
Salty, nasty, filthy, whatever adjective you want to use, they have been incredible. You throw out the first game against one of the best FBS programs there is, these guys have been lights out, Ben. I mean, they're giving up about 12 points a game. They've been incredible on third down, about 255 yards of total offense against. You can see Caden Dowler there, right there. They've just been awesome.
Especially on third downs, they've been fantastic. And offensively, look, a lot of hype around Chris Long. Dealt with injuries early on this season, but has big play-making ability.
He does, and we got to see it last week. You know, it looked like early he was kind of getting his feet underneath him a little bit. Great heads-up play by Justin Lamson. But, you know, talking about Lamson, this just gives him another weapon, another target. Everybody knows number 14, Taco Dowler. That's his guy, but this guy is a difference maker with both his length and speed.
Let's stay on quarterbacks. Out in Cheney, the Eagles have dealt with the injury bug as well. Nate Bell has taken the reins of the offense with Jared Taylor missing the last two, who could play today.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see them both, man. I mean, you're going to see them both at different times right there. There's the captain, the senior graduate, Jared Taylor out of Lakewood, Washington. He's a great player, you know, and we're going to see packages throughout the day, I believe, where we're going to see both these guys in here. And then you know, Nate Bell, again, kind of, you know, he's a Liberty transfer. He's a sophomore. He's got a little different juice, a little different mojo that he adds to this Eastern Eagle offense. Like I said, we're going to see them both, I bet, early and often.
416 yards from Nate Bell last week, by the way. Meanwhile, on defense, Reed's son is finally getting the chance to play meaningful snaps after transferring in after 4 years at Wyoming.
Yeah, he's a good player at Wyoming, and he's the second leading tackler right now. A couple sacks, and they're going to have to do that to Justin Lamson to change the course of this game because, you know, this offense, I just have a feeling they're looking for a coming out party in the Cat offense I'm talking.
Well, it's a beautiful day here in Bozeman, and once again, we know Grace Lawrence is definitely enjoying it down on the field as we go down to her. Hey, Grace.
Always enjoying warm weather in Bozeman, Montana. You guys, you know, you were saying it. Montana State starts the defense of a conference title this afternoon against Eastern Washington. And with all the turnover we saw in the conference this offseason, it seems wide open, as you were saying, Ben. Bobcats head coach Brent Vigen said the Big Sky's a bit unpredictable coming out of non-con play. Eagles head coach Aaron Best noted how it's a tough conference. The Big Sky schools schedule tough non-conference opponents. Vigen's undefeated against Eastern Washington, but it's a team that he mentioned has always given the Cats fits since he's been here. Best ended our coaches upon us, and I think that captures the feeling to a T, guys.
Yeah, no question. A lot of talent in this conference, Grace. As we take a look at today's weather, sponsored by Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking. Again, perfect fall weather, 68 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, at least over Bobcat Stadium. Now, of course, that's your Stockman weather report. Today's game at Bobcat Stadium presented by Stockman Bank, proud sponsor of today's stadium experience. Montana State won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So Noah Cronquist will be back to return for Eastern Washington. Again, so dynamic in special teams for this Eagles squad. A pair of Big Sky familiar foes to kick off the Big Sky slate. We're ready to roll as we are off and running. as that will go into the end zone for a touchback. So again, Ty, we highlighted earlier, we talk about it so much, this Montana State defense, specifically this D-line. I mean, they are stout and they are big up front.
Well, there's a good shot of their senior captain out of Billings, Montana. He is all of 300 pounds. You're going to see some great shots of him last week. I mean, this first play right here, you can see the spotlight and watch this block destruction. Oh, get off me. Go get a tackle for loss. He affected a play, got a forced fumble. Paul Brockford playing outstanding football.
Yeah, just overall, this defense holding opponents to 12 points per game against FCS opponents. Jared Taylor will take the first snap of the afternoon for Eastern Washington. Good to see him back. Not much going there. Maybe a gain of 1 on that design QB run.
Yeah, Jared Taylor got the start, and he immediately got popped pretty good there by another senior captain, Kenny Iden, in the backfield. Oh, I'm sorry, I believe it was Bryce Grebe. I apologize.
Again, as I was saying, great to see Jared Taylor back. Suffered that scary injury a couple weeks ago against Boise State as they empty it out here on second down. Taylor going to the air. He wants the deep shot. He's got a man incomplete as he just overthrows his intended target right there. And Ty, it's that time. Who are you going to choose today as your players to watch?
Yeah, legacy number there for Eastern Washington there on their defensive side. Number 4, Isaiah Perez, great player. Soft, quiet type guy, but a leader. Miles Mayovsky, he's having a great season, very productive at that linebacker core. And then this front, we're going to talk about this D-line all day, Ben, with Alec Eckert and Kenny Iden, 2 seniors leading the charge for Coach Sean Howe's defense.
And we'll get movement before the snap. Of course, today's players to watch, sponsored by the Jewelry Design Center.
False start, offense number 21. 5-round penalty, third down.
Jim Crowley, our white hat, by the way, this afternoon here in Bozeman. And by the way, that incomplete pass going to Nate Bell. And Aaron Best even said, Nate Bell, he's a playmaker, not only at quarterback. And the offense since 2021, they love that passing attack, but this year kind of more on the ground for Eastern Washington as they got third and a long way to go. Designed run again, Taylor. And a 3-and-out by this Montana State D to start this game.
Yeah, we're going to see the replay here. They're giving the illusion of pressure. Great job here by Cruz as the force player, turning the ball back into his homies. You can see Grebe, Iden, and others on the play. And again, these guys have been lights out on third down, Ben. Just incredible. Since that South Dakota State game, they've been over 80% success defensively. It's impressive.
Taco Dowler back to return for Montana State, and he'll field it in front of the 40. And gets shy of the 50-yard line. So now the Montana State offense onto the field for the first time today, and Justin Lamson, I should say. Boy, what an addition for this Montana State offense. The transfer out of Stanford, right now second in the FCS, 74.5 completion percentage. An accurate passer, but as you and I have seen, Ty, throughout this season so far, I mean, he could tuck it and run, and he's got that grit to him.
Yeah, people were talking last week about 17 points against Mercyhurst, and what Mercyhurst did, Ben, was they did a great job of playing keep away. I mean, this Cat offense only had the ball a half dozen times, so when you're scoring on half those possessions, you're doing a pretty good job. This guy's been a nice addition to this Cat offense.
Dowler motions to go to the ground game on the first play of this drive. Adam Jones reaches forward past the 50-yard line. Again, Justin Lamson has been impressive so far in the first couple of games of the season.
What I like is that he's always keeping his eyes downfield here. I mean, that was a great example. He had one, the game before where he just took off and ran for 30-plus yards for the touchdown. He's a cerebral type dude. He's a competitor, though. I keep talking. Coach Vegan loves the way he wants to learn. He's going to keep getting better and better throughout the season.
Adam Jones spun down. And I'll bring up third down for Montana State.
Picks up a yard on the play, 3rd and 5.
But again, it's been a staple here in Bozeman with Montana State's offense. Last year, of course, the top team in the Big Sky. And that's what you expect under Brent Vegan, who's a great offensive mind.
Yep, they've been scoring a lot of points. And again, we've talked about it. New quarterback, new offensive coordinator, new O-line coach, new running back coach. A lot of newness that I think now that conference play started, they're getting figured out.
Lamson takes a lick, but still able to complete it to Dane Steele to move the chains for an 8-yard completion.
You know, this is what I'm talking about with Lamson here. I mean, you know, the pocket collapses. He leaves the pocket. His eyes are still downfield. He's getting popped. I mean, that's a good play by the quarterback.
You saw Tylen Jackson just fly in and deck him. But again, it goes back to that toughness. Straight drop, Lamson. Quick pass, Chris Long. Spins away from a couple defenders. Still on his feet, down the sideline and out of bounds. And again, we highlighted just a second ago the big playability.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. Just, you know, clean pocket here. Easy throw to Long. And that's what I'm talking about, Long, man. I mean, he's just different. I mean, the wide receiver core, they've got some good players, some special players, a la Taco Dowler, but this guy's just adds a different element to this receiving core.
Again, a deep ball threat, a yards after catch guy, which you saw right there. Lamson with an eternity in the pocket, will tuck it and run. And we'll lose a gain of 2 there. We'll lose 2 yards there.
Yeah, they did. That's a good job by Eastern's front. I mean, this is a second and short situation, so they were going, you know, true drop back pass here. Good job by that front four, just collapsing the pocket. And frankly, it's a great job by Eastern's secondary in terms of tight coverage.
And this is a Eastern Washington defense who has dealt with their share of injuries throughout the non-conference slate. Looking for a big performance today. 3rd and 3. Taco Dowler on the sweep. Gets to the edge. And wrapped up by a gang of Eastern Washington defenders, and another first down for the Bobcats.
Yeah, they brought him in what looked like it was going to be fly motion, then they just orbited him back. This is a great job right here by Adam Jones, setting just enough there on the perimeter to get his buddy there a couple more yards. So far, a very nice opening drive by this Cat offense.
Jones leaves the backfield, 1st and 10. Lamson rifles it over the middle. Chris Long with the connection, and Long inside the 5. 26-yard pitch and catch.
All right, we're going to see this here. This is what I'm talking about, just in terms of, I mean, this is easy peasy, man. Four-man rush. He's got all day in the pocket. And again, welcome back to the team, Chris Long, as of last week, because he is special.
They'll now go in the eye, but before that, timeout. Montana State.
Timeout, Montana State. They're first of the half. Timeout on the field.
Media timeout.
Bobcats threatening inside the red zone on their opening drive. As after the timeout, Montana State will go right back to that I formation on 1st and goal. The handoff, Adam Jones jukes a defender and gets into the blue turf to get things going for Montana State.
Bring in big people to do big people things, Ben. That was 13 personnel with an additional offensive lineman, so they went just big. They ran inside zone and went untouched. You can see all 3 tight ends are in the game. They're just basically running ISO, I formation. And Adam Jones, you know, a lot of people think he's off to a really slow year. He's only scored in every game this season now.
Miles Sandstead with a PAT right through. Back to arts and crafts time, Ty. Back to that Jones TD.
You bet. Just a great play call here.
Today's game is sponsored by Town Pump.
Fans, time to check in with this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating poll. The question this week, which Big Sky Conference team was the biggest surprise during non-conference play? Cal Poly, Idaho State, Northern Arizona, Northern Colorado. Of course, today's poll question is sponsored by Williams Plumbing and Heating. Visit willplum.com to register for a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Cats or Grizz game. Well, I'll tell you who my pick is. I mean, it's got to be Northern Colorado. I mean, you take Colorado State down to the wire. You take South Dakota to overtime. I mean, you and I both know Ed Lamb is a heck of a coach, and I mean, they're looking to make some noise here in Big Sky play.
Yeah, he's a good coach. He's a good man, and you and I'll get to do that game. And shoot, I think it's the day before Halloween, or is Halloween, something like that. Get to go to Greeley. Yippee.
Day after Halloween, I believe. As Noah Cronquist will take a knee in the end zone for a touchback. Well, again, Ty, a lot of concern really from Bobcat fans about the offense only scoring 17 points, but a really good first drive for the offense for Montana State.
It was an excellent drive. I mean, Lampson got touched maybe once or twice, but just clean pockets. You can see Chris Long there on the deep drag, getting it almost in for 6. Then you bring in, you know, a bunch of big dudes to run I-back formations and plays. Good start for the Cats.
Jared Taylor in the pistol on 1st and 10. Nate Bell motions for Eastern. They give it to him on the sweep, and an extra pitch out to a man, and taken down short of the 30 as they go to Marcus Yates.
That's a good open field tackle there by J.J. Dolan. But, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You got both quarterbacks in the game. You're running sweeps, pitches. I mean, yeah, we're gonna see both these guys because they're two of the best players.
Well, even Aaron Best said earlier this week, you know, we want to have both guys in, especially Nate Bell, because he's a playmaker at so many different positions. And you see him at wideout, 2nd down. Taylor will now run. And takes a hit about a yard short of the line to gain. 3rd down. Taden Gray with the stop.
Yeah, you can see Gray and Grebe, you know, kind of corral him here at the end. This is a good job by him, just kind of seeing, you know, what the defense is giving you to take it. Why not get to 3rd and 1? A very manageable 3rd down situation, which, you know, at this point in the game would be really, really nice to have if you're an Eagle fan.
3 wide on the bottom of the screen. Taylor again, just plowing between the tackles, and he'll pick up the 1st down. And again, a lot of close meetings between these two programs. We saw that one last year on the red turf where it went down to the wire. 3 years ago again, and Cheney went down to the wire. You know, you take out that 2023 meeting here in Bozeman. I mean, these two teams really duke it out.
Yeah, and that's been the Brent Vegan effect, because I can tell you that the matchup is a little swayed differently if you go back years before that.
Taylor with an eternity again, lets it fly, incomplete, nobody home as he took a licking.
Yeah, and this is just a 4-man rush. I mean, you know, Coach Howe, you know, if you can only rush 4 and only need to rush 4, that's a good thing. You can see Zach Cruz there right at the end, and then Hunter Parsons get a nice shot on Taylor. We've been talking about it now for weeks. This front 4 is dang salty. You know, talking to offensive coordinator Mark Anderson, we asked him about the front 4, and he said, shoot, front 4, how about the whole defense?
Exactly. Taylor only about a yard there. Fans, show off your team spirit. Send us your best superfan photos, and you can see yourself on the big screen today. Just scan the QR code on your screen and upload your favorite fan shots. We'll pick some of the top photos and showcase them during the game. Good luck, and let's see those amazing fan moments, not only here in Montana, out in the state of Washington as well. Third down, trips on the far side. They go to the screen to Nate Bell. He weaves through the defense, and he'll pick up a good chunk of yards, but short of the first down marker.
Yeah, I put that circle up there because I kind of felt a screen coming. Looks like Coach Best will elect a punt here on 4th and short. It's a good shot of Coach Best. He's been in the dang program almost 30 years, Ben. 29 seasons as a player and a coach. Last 9 as the head football coach.
As he'll keep the offense on the field. Empty set. High snap. And absolutely stuffed. Meeting a brick wall from that Montana State D-line.
Good shot of Caden Dowler right there. Yeah, this was interesting. You know, when I saw all those people come in, I thought they were making a personnel change to go punt. This is just a great job by Caden Dowler in that front. Look at that play. Big time play there. We hit him in the open. That young man's made a lot of plays.
The Montana State defense still controlling that line. They get the ball back on the other side.
and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
Nate Bell in at quarterback, Jared Taylor in motion here for Eastern Washington, as Bell trying to get every single yard he can, and he will get enough to move the sticks for the Eagle offense. And again, this has been the story for Eastern Washington offensively. Couple of punts. And again, this is an offense who showed fireworks a week ago out in Cheney. But right now, when you go up against this Montana State defensive line, definitely giving them trouble so far. New set of downs. Bell will keep it himself on the zone read. And trucks forward for a gain of 2.
Yeah, you can see it. You got both quarterbacks in the backfield, which, okay, and they, that's fine. I mean, but if I'm a defensive player, if I'm a defensive coach, do you really think they're running read zone to Taylor? You know what I mean? So anyway, it is what it is.
Taylor back in at QB. Rolling. Incomplete. Intended for Yetz.
So we're gonna get a good sight of what Coach Howe is thinking here, and this is what I'm talking about. So I'm looking at the D-line right now here, Ben. You got 4 defensive ends. So this is that speed package I'm talking. Parsons, Solano, Iden, Cruz. They're going to give the illusion of pressure. That being said, the way things are going right now, and with them in an empty formation here, 5 wide, I would imagine those 2 up linebackers are going to bounce out into coverage, but we'll find out here soon.
Empty set with the play clock winding down. Taylor knifing through a hole with a stiff arm. Out of bounds to the 41-yard line, 4th down.
Yeah, you got Taylor tackled by Train Taylor. And again, this is what I'm talking about. So you got the all-22 here. You're looking at what the potential for pressure. And what they do is they actually do, add on here at the end. It's a good job by Taylor recognizing it, working to leverage, and making the tackle ultimately to bring out the punt team.
Taco Dowler will again get another try at a return here. A busy day on special teams for him. This time we'll just call a fair catch. A big first half lead for Montana State, as they'll look to add on to that on the other side. (24) Montana State early on in the second. And I mean, just look at this stat right here. This has been a big story of this first half so far. 24 points, obviously, for the Bobcats, as opposed to only 7 total yards for Eastern Washington.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this Cat defense, in my mind, is one of the best in the country, and it's on full display right now. They've been suffocating.
They'll go to 12 personnel on this first play of this drive. Julius Davis with the hesitation and swallowed up by a gang of Eagles. Let's go back down to Grace Lawrence, who's joined by the new Montana State president and Dr. Brock Tessman. Grace?
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, President Tessman. I mean, look around, a crowd of 20,000 plus for homecoming, some beautiful weather. What's your first homecoming here like?
Oh, I mean, every day this week has been like a Christmas present. You know, open, and it's brand new for us. Our whole family is loving it, and today kind of caps it off. I mean, 20,000 plus, bluebird sky, and I'll tell you, Bobcats playing with some good energy today, so it's fun to watch.
Definitely. You know, what stood out most in your first year here as president?
Well, I mean, oh, look at this.
We got a big play, Ben.
Yeah, Brian King with a big connection, getting into Eastern Washington territory, 49 yards.
I mean, evidenced by that last play around Montana State University, and that's enrollment. It is the community outreach. I mean, it's athletics, obviously. You can't help but notice that, and so it's a blast to be president of this university.
Being a college athlete back when you were at Brown, what stood out most about college athletics and how much they matter to a university?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to the student athletes, right? I mean, being an athlete forces you into success academically as well. So there's that. But it's about the front porch, the entire state, the entire community, especially in Montana. We got Bobcats across the entire state. So we love cheering on our teams here, and I think it shows everybody what's possible.
And such an emphasis on facilities here too. You know, that new indoor, 25 million plus. So how important are these facilities at Montana State?
Well, I mean, I'm a track guy, and so I appreciate the track in there, and then it allows us to compete at a national level, and that's what Bobcat Athletics is about. I think for football fans, you can expect to see some things underway in this stadium here in the coming years, and that's going to be amazing. It's going to take us to another level.
And Bobcat Football, you came and talked to the team during fall camp and all that. What stands out most about this football team?
Well, I mean, terrific players, obviously, but great individuals. And Coach Vegan deserves so much credit for that. What they do on the field matters, but it's also how they are as citizens in our campus in the state. I'll tell you, they're building momentum into the end of the season, so I'm excited to see what happens.
You already got the fandom under you, Ben. Back to you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, Grace. Justin Lamson, all good. We know how tough he is as he took a big pop there, but you know, he kind of mentioned it. Obviously, you got the new indoor facility right here. I mean, tremendous upgrades here at Bobcat Stadium.
Yeah, no question. Two things there, Ben. One, he's big shoes to fill. He's replacing a legend in Waded Cruzado. Two, track ain't paying the bills. Football is. So yes, the track team gets to use it, but we all know that the real reason that it was needed.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That facility was needed, you know, with the status that Montana State's at right now. They're trying to play into deep November, December, and all the way into January. Look at that right there. The quarterback club here has been incredible. And basically, it started when Mike Kramer got here, a former Eagle. You know, as Coach Vegan said, it's like, what were we doing before them? But these guys and gals help so much, and it's why Montana State is one of the elite blue bloods of FCS right now, is all the support in the community.
Lamson looks underneath, incomplete, intended for Chris Long. Yeah, you just look at the quarterback play, even just the last couple of years here at Montana State. I mean, just tremendous guys under center in the shotgun, or whatever you want to call it here.
Well, there's been a whole slew.
A whole lot of formations, obviously.
Yep, there is. Well, and you know, kind of what Eastern's trying to do. We saw that a couple years ago with Tommy Mellott and Craig Chambers.
Right.
I mean,
Sean Chambers.
Or Craig Chambers was a wide receiver at Washington 1,000 years ago. I'm getting old, man.
Miles Sandstead again with another field goal try, this time blocked. And Eastern Washington for the 4th time this season with another block kick.
Yeah, as good as it's been for the guys in blue and gold, you know, those early special teams woes, those first couple games they showed back up.
As the defense holds from Cheney, looking to capitalize when they come back on the field. This Montana State defense still impressive, holding Eastern Washington to only 7 total yards here in the first half.
Impressive, yes. There's a whole bunch of words we could use here. They are dominating right now, and you know, Eastern's trying to find something. You know, and they almost maybe need to stick with one guy. I don't know, but they have got to get something going. They've got seven total yards right now.
Taylor to the air, quick strike on the far side. And lunging forward, Noah Cronquist. I mean, you just saw the graphic right there. Montana State averaging almost 10 yards per play. Eastern Washington, 0.3. I mean, it's weird to think, you know, about a decade or so ago, this was a program that featured guys like Eric Barrier, Gage Gubru, Cooper Kupp, Kendrick Bourne. Yeah, I mean, it's weird to see how the offense is different from those days in Cheney. Well, Kevin Allen the third, by the way.
And I was just going to say, you just named some of the best players to ever come through the league.
Right.
And it was just back to back to back to back. Though that's what was incredible. You're right. Eric Meyer, Matt Nichols, Bo Levi Mitchell, Vernon Adams, Gage Gubru, Eric Barrier, and that's not even talking about the Kendrick Bournes and the Cooper Kupps. I mean, it was an offensive onslaught for years. Trust me, I know. I got to coach against all of them.
I won't make you relive those days.
Well, we had some good wins, too.
Oh, for sure. Back to Allen in the flat on the screen.
This is what I'm talking about, though. We're going to see on the perimeter here, Tayden Gray as the force player, turning the ball in, allowing for Cole Taylor to run free. I mean, this is why this defense is playing so well. They're playing sound football that allows these, you know, talented kids to go play fast and physical.
And whistles before the snap.
Before the snap, the previous play is under further review. Game has been stopped for possible targeting.
I was just telling the audience how good of a defensive play this was, and they're going to take a look for targeting. Okay, which means I guess we get 2-2. All right, so this is what I'm talking about down here on the perimeter. You got Taden Gray right there, setting the edge. I'm shocked that now we're delaying everyone's time today because there was 0-0 helmet-to-helmet contact. I'm assuming what they're looking at is the last player in there. Right there, it looks like J.J. Dolan. I don't know if you were watching the Florida State game last night against Virginia, but the ACC is doing, they have a camera now inside the replay booth, and you get to kind of see and listen to what they're looking at. It was fascinating.
That would be pretty cool for all conferences, obviously, in college football.
No, I thought it was. I was trying to juggle that and the dang Gallatin Bozeman High game with my son, but
again, even though it may not be going to the head, is there still like malicious intent there? There are a plethora of things that they're looking at here.
There is no foul for targeting. Result of the play, first down, Eastern Washington.
Well, there you go, no targeting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the crown of the helmet comes into play in 90% of football plays. You know, there was no helmet-to-helmet contact there, and I think his head glanced off just right. You know, guess they had to take a look, but good no call.
New set of downs. Taylor pumps. Now he wants to go long, and that one complete. Beautiful strike there to Wesley Garrett.
This is a great route by Garrett here onto Kari Carr, and he's got him dead to rights. We're going to see it right up top there. In, out, runs the go route. Excellent throw, looking right into the sun. Great catch.
If you're Eastern, you got to capitalize here. Taylor now wants the end zone to the corner, incomplete. A lot of grabbing, and Eastern Washington's sideline wanted PI.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, and we're going to maybe take a look at it here. We're going to get one look at it. This is Carson Williams in coverage. Definitely a lot of hand fighting. Maybe we're not going to see it. Never mind.
Second and 10, Taylor rolling. Incomplete. Way over the head of Wesley Garrett.
He does, and he takes a shot from Cole Taylor. The Taylors are getting acquainted these last couple drives. You're going to see it here at the end. He had his man. He just needed to release the ball right now, and then he gets a little pop at the end of that. And again, this kid's going to, it's a long bus ride back to Cheney. He will be feeling this one on the way home.
You see it right there, 2 of 7 on third downs today. Empty set again. Taylor complete, and the ball popped loose. And it rolls out of bounds. There is a flag thrown in the backfield.
Again, this is that 4 defensive end package I'm talking about here. They might be calling it roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 20, 36. The penalty will be added to the end of the play, half the distance. First down.
I'm not sure if you got the number right. I think it's right here on Zach Cruz. No. Oh, yeah, right there at the end.
Right there.
Yeah. You got to be cautious around quarterbacks, especially, you know, above the shoulder pads.
First trip into the red zone today for Eastern Washington. And again, you got to get into the blue turf here for the Eagle offense. On the road, down 24-0. Like I said, it's still early in the second quarter.
You're exactly right, Ben. See the bunch into the boundary there. That's why they like their screen game, probably inside zone. Quarterback draw here.
Taylor trying to get to the edge and turn the corner past the 5. Man, Taylor, I mean, he's been taking a beating in this one in his return.
He really is. I mean, he's a tough kid, but he is taking a lot of shots.
I mean, you understand where that grit comes from. He had 0 offers coming out of high school, went the JUCO route. He said playing JUCO ball and making it out kind of made him the quarterback that he is, and he wants to prove that he can be a quarterback at this level. As he faces a 2nd and goal. Now the handoff, looking for a window. As Montana State's D-line again slams that window shut to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, this is a great job by the Cat defense. They're gonna bring in a whole bunch of tight ends here. 4 tight ends in the game. But again, that stout front 4, and then cleaned up there by strong safety Coulter Petrie.
%82% in the ABA red zone this season, Eastern Washington. 3rd and goal from the 4. Out of the pistol, Taylor goes to the air, batted away, incomplete, and it looked like it was Taden Gray with the PBU to force 4th down.
Big play, Tay. That was a very, very nice play by him, and it was good tight coverage up top there by Takari Carr. You can see there looks like they're electing to take the points here, get on the board. Which is too bad for Eastern, because ultimately that was a really nice drive, you know, and they're in the hole pretty big right now.
Soren McKee on for the chip shot. Bangs it right through. So the Eagles finally on the board here in Bozeman. As that secondary for Montana State gets it done.
time, those receivers have got to get open, get separation. Good coverage by the Eagle defense. And yes, going back to Coach Baldwin, who's a friend, known him a long time, they were dang good. I mean, it wasn't unbelievable players. It is crazy to think it's been 15 years now. The Big Sky's put out a lot of good teams. Unfortunately, the Missouri Valley's just had a few more. One in Fargo and one in Brookings.
As Montana's able to just give it back to the Eagles. And great coverage there to keep it out of the end zone. Dane Steele able to track it down.
It's a great play by Steele because he kind of slips on the play here. Good job keeping the ball out. And I mean, not that Eastern's done a whole lot offensively. It sure makes it harder when you got to go 99.
It looks like they're going to put it at the 2, so they'll go 98.
I apologize, Ben.
No worries.
I was way off.
Well, not as deep as that one drive where they were all the way back to inches in front of the goal line. And they look to capitalize here after a good previous drive. With 1:07 to go here in the second quarter, they'll just keep it on the ground. Not much going there. And I believe Montana State called a timeout.
Well, they're putting a little pressure on them. There's no question, because if they get another 2 quick stops here, they could potentially get the ball back with decent field position.
Well, like I brought up earlier, right now, -3 rushing yards for Eastern Washington. And a lot of that has to do with the offensive line. You know, one of the best quotes coming from fall camp was from Aaron Best when he said, talking about this O-line, he kind of equated it to being at the school dance. A lot of those guys were kind of up against the wall. We want to get them on the dance floor, and we want to get them confident in themselves.
Yep. Yep. No, you're right, Ben. And I was talking about, you know, a lot of the newness on the Cat offensive offense. You know, the offensive line has a new coach in Chad German, who I worked with a long time at Montana. Great coach, and Coach Best puts a lot of pride in that front because he played the position and coached the position in the offensive line.
Taylor again, nothing going, and another timeout called. And you know, we asked Aaron Best again earlier this week in the update. He said, you know, if I had an offensive line coming into this season, I knew they were only going to give up 3 total sacks. Now I would take that in a heartbeat.
No doubt about it. As an O-line guy, though, what he can't love is it just changed from -2 rushing to 0, and we're going into halftime here. So they got to figure out a way to get something going on the ground. I'm talking about Montana State and their struggles on the ground. At least they've got almost 50 yards rushing.
Fans, make sure to get ready for game day with Megan Robinson during this week in Big Sky football. You'll hear from your favorite coaches and players, plus get an insider's look at the conference. Watch every Saturday on this Scripps Sports station. Check local listings for times in your area. So now a 3rd down and 7 to go for the Eagle offense from the 5. Yates leaves the backfield. Taylor, they'll swing it out to him, and way short, underthrows him.
Well, this is why those timeouts are so critical and beautifully used by Coach Vegan, because they are going to get the ball back at minimum the 50-yard line here with 50 seconds. Nice clock management there by Coach Vegan. And this is where I'm still waiting, Ben. I'm still waiting now that we're 5 games in, or 4.5. I'm waiting for Taco Dowler in the return game to really change the game.
You know, it's one of the best punt returners in the Big Sky a season ago. He'll haul it in from about the 48. Knifing up the middle, staying on his feet, and reaching out past the 40.
They might have missed a face mask there. I think a lot of the crowd saw it. I saw it, and I guess the fellas in black and white down there did not. Watch here right at the end, Ben.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, God, he almost rips his mask off. That helmet was almost going to opposite direction on his head. But this is what I'm saying. Okay, so 37 seconds here with 40 yards. A couple chunk plays. They're at least field goal position.
And they can do it. They can get it done with the half winding down. Over the middle, Taco Dowler. And Montana State with a first down.
Looks like they're going to just try to get on the ball and spike it here. Chains are moving. Spike.
And 28 ticks left. And again, another effective day for Justin Lamson. Now 10 of 14 through the air, 211 yards. And now 4 wide on second down. Pressure comes from the D line. Wants the end zone. And another connection. Justin Lamson with another laser. This time, Jabez Woods for his first TD of the season. 28 yards.
The redshirt freshman out of Spanaway, Washington, man. And here's another weapon, you know, as he continues to learn the offense, learn the system. Great pocket here. Great throw by Lamson. Touchdown Woods.
And again, we saw it a couple weeks ago against San Diego. Not a lot of time left in the second quarter, and Montana State was able to put up points, but a doink. So they can't convert the PAT.
Dominating first half, but the special teams, we talked about it in the open, or at least in the pregame hit with the studio. Special teams, they got to hold up their end of the bargain here. Good shot of big Titan Fleischman right there. Senior captain showing the wide receiver group a little love after a score.
Yep, only 3 plays. Took only 15 seconds.
But that's what I'm talking about in terms of the play calls for Eastern Washington, the stout defense by the Cats, and then ultimately the timeouts used by Brent Vegan. You know, it's exactly what he wanted to do, and they did it. And as a defense, I'm telling you, it is soul-taking, demoralizing to get scored on right before half.
And now will be a flag as it goes out of bounds.
But this is what I'm talking. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, but special teams, everything is clicking right now.
The 35-yard line, first down.
And you see Aaron Best right there. I mean, where do you go from here? Down 30-3 when you come out of the locker room.
I think, you know, I said it earlier. This is a better team than what the record indicates. They've been in some fights, but they're not. They got to fight. They fought against Incarnate Word. They fought against Northern Iowa. They beat the heck out of Western Illinois. But they're not showing a lot of fight right now. That's what Coach Best, I've known him a long time. He's going to be, in his own way, verbalizing at half. We need to go out and play a lot better than we just did.
You know, right now, for Eastern Washington, only with 67 total yards through the first 30 minutes. A little different defense they go up against today, aside from Western Illinois. But for Montana State, a dominating 30-3 lead as they go into the locker room. And I mean, the offense just clicking with 300 yards as Brent Vegan joins Grace Lawrence.
Coach, you talked about big playability. How have you seen your team execute that through the first half?
I think fairly well, and you know, it works both ways. Offense was put in great positions several times because of the defense doing their job, and then, you know, by and large executing. You know, it's a big play at the end to kind of regain the momentum. I thought we lost a little bit with the block kick, and then we, you know, things like that. But you know, I thought the guys fought really well and played pretty well as far as complimentary football.
Yeah, the defense, you know, holding them to 3 points. What stands out most about them through the first half?
Well, they're trying to do a lot of different things with the 2 quarterbacks. Okay, so us being disciplined is the name of the game there, and I think by and large we're doing that.
Thanks, Coach. Ben.
Yeah, Brent Vegan really harped to us earlier this week on that call about trying to contain those 2 quarterbacks for Eastern Washington. And right now, holding the Eagles to just 3 points. Halftime coming up from Bozeman with Montana State up 30-3.
And a Chevy Dealers halftime report.
And that's right, everybody. Welcome into the studio. It's halftime already. I'm Scott Breen along with Casey Conlon, and the Bobcats kind of just doing what they want to.
Those first 10 minutes of the game, when you get out to a start like that, it's just so hard for the other team to seize that momentum back. 21 zips so quickly, and it just seems like the Cats have just kind of rolled from there. Obviously, they can't keep that pace up. No one can.
Right.
But
for those Bobcat fans wondering, last week in a 17-0 home game shutout over Mercyhurst, no need to wonder any longer today necessarily.
Yeah, I think last week, conservative play calling.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of non-starters playing very early in that game. Now it matters in Big Sky play, right? Let's not waste any time. Let's show you how it all happened. Let's get out to a Bluebird day in Bozeman. Cats opening possession. Really good start from QB Justin Lamson. Here he hits Chris Long over the middle, all the way down to the 2-yard line. Adam Jones would punch it in from there for a 7-0 Bobcat lead. Then next Cats possession, more through the air. Lamson, the quick strike to Hunter Province, and the tight end is gone. 43 yards to the house, 14-0 just like that. Now after another Eastern 3-and-out and a bad punt, Cats first play in Eagles territory. Lamson to his favorite target, Taco Dowler down the left sideline, 45 yards, 21 zip, just like that. How about this first quarter yardage total? 161 to -1. 30-3 Cats at the half. Yeah, they look pretty good.
Yeah, they certainly do. Well, your Big Sky game of the week is tonight over in Missoula, where 5th-ranked Montana is hosting number 8 Idaho in that battle for the Little Brown Stein. The rivalry trophy spent most of its history over in Missoula, as the Grizz have won 12 of the last 15 meetings, including their most recent in Moscow just 2 years ago. Idaho enters this one 2-2 with both losses on last-second field goals against FBS teams. Joshua Wood has taken the reins at quarterback, and he's a true dual threat. On the other side, it'll be the 4th straight home game for Montana. They are seeing steady improvement from quarterback Keali'i Ayat. He's now 7-2 as an all-time starter. In fact, Ayat this season leads the Big Sky in total offense. Montana and Idaho slated for an 8:15 kick tonight. You can watch that game on ESPN2.
Still to come on this Scripps Saturday halftime show, we'll go around the rest of the conference, including another afternoon kickoff between Idaho State and feisty Northern Colorado. Stay with us. Welcome back. All the Big Sky teams in action during conference play this week. It includes Idaho State, fresh off a 90-0 win. 90 last week against Lincoln University. Yeah. A little tougher today, Northern Colorado. Idaho State scoring, though, it does carry over a bit, already 3-0 when Carson Sudbury finds the end zone for a 10-point Bengals lead. UNC down 16-0, but a little bit of life. Eric Gibson finds Charles Garrison, bounces off a defender. He's in. That would make it 16-7. Right now, Idaho State up 26-15 as we head to the 4th.
3 other games on tap. Number 15, Northern Arizona, looks to keep it rolling at Portland State. Right now, it's a good battle, 14-7, Lumberjacks. And then you see the matchups tonight. Cal Poly at Sac State, UC Davis and Weber State at 7 and 8, respectively. That'll do it for our halftime show. We're back to the booth in just a moment. We'll see you in the postgame.
A 30-3 lead for number 4 Montana State on a beautiful day on campus at Montana State. And Ty Gregorek, we take a look at the highlights from those first 30 minutes. I mean, we got to start with the defense. Last week, pitching a shutout, and this week holding a Big Sky opponent to only 3 points in the first half. I mean, impressive start from the defense.
Yeah, it's been all defense, Ben, and as the kids would say, 67 yards right now, Ben. I mean, that's not going to win you a ton of football games, especially coming into a hostile environment like this. Front four's been incredible as always. Sean Howe's doing a heck of a job with this defense. I am curious, seeing Caden Dowler right there, you know, how's his health? How's Greby's health? And then we transition to the offense here. I told you, Chris Long's a difference maker, and Justin Lamson has been so well protected. The only time he's really been hit, Ben, is when he decides to run.
And again, that vision as well. Wide open Taco Dowler, and this one as well before the half to Jabez Woods. I mean, just a strong arm great vision, 11 of 15 passing for 251 yards so far for Justin Lamson. 300 total yards for the Bobcats. Like you said, 67 total for the Eagles. Second half coming up from Bozeman. Fireworks as we start the third quarter here at Bobcat Stadium. Montana State will get the ball to start quarter number 3. And that will fly into the back into the end zone. As a few minutes ago, Grace Lawrence caught up with Eastern Washington head coach Aaron Best.
Coach, your team showed a lot of fight the non-conference. How did they fight in the second half?
Well, we got to resort back to that. I just told the team there was 2 good things that happened in that first half, a blocked field goal and a field goal attempt. There's nothing to be proud about other than us showing up in that first 30 minutes. So ultimately it's on me. We'll see what kind of fight we have in the next 30 minutes, but that we didn't put up any fight in that first 30 minutes. So that was underwhelming because I expected more out of those guys. Seeing how we've had 4 games, we fought all the way through regardless of the outcome.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd imagine Aaron Best certainly not happy with that performance because this is an Eastern Washington team who had, despite some losses, as that ball's on the turf, as Justin Lamson was able to fall on it. But again, you look at that Northern Iowa game, you look at the Incarnate Word game, they played well. They just didn't come away with the W.
Yeah, I mean, a play here and there, you're right. They were playing well against, two perennial playoff contenders. But like I said at half, man, 67 yards against a very stout Bobcat defense. It's not going to get you too many wins, but.
Lamson retreating, running for his life, still looking for options, goes down the sideline and just has to throw it away. And I'll bring up third down, but there is a flag.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume it's on the Bobcats. Kind of a clunky start for such a dominant performance in the first half.
Holding. Defense number 9. 10 yards from the previous spot, automatic. First down.
Yeah, I was mistaken on that one. That's actually Miles Mayovsky, their leading tackler right now, inside linebacker out of Kennewick, Washington. The Cats are thankful because putting the ball on the ground in play 1, and then if that was an offensive hold or something, not a way you want to start.
Lamson going to the tunnel screen, and Chris Long now lost the football, but they're actually going to rule it incomplete.
It's just a little jailbreak screen here. You see big Burke Mastel, who came back last week, just can't get out to the defender. And the defender put his nose on the ball. But like I was saying, Ben, just for a dominant, crisp first half, kind of almost a little sloppy way to start the second.
Breaking the sweep, Justin Lamson takes off again. Has had an impressive performance through the air, but he's got the legs as well. 17 yards on that scoop.
Yeah, just faking the fly sweep there to Taco Dowler. Blocked beautifully. Great run and a touchdown saving tackle there by cornerback Jonathan Landry. Nice run by Justin Lamson.
And again, that's what he was known for at Stanford. Led the Cardinal with 8 rushing TDs. To really get it done on the ground as well. Back to the air, Chris Long out in the flat. Right to midfield.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't have Tommy Malot's speed. Not many do. I mean, the guy ran a high 4.38 or whatever he ran, but he's very effective with his feet. I'll say that. And he's made some beautiful plays, by extending plays and keeping his eyes downfield, and ultimately when he's got to take that extra yardage, he does. He's been an effective runner.
Well, he's even said if anybody looks at my tape the last 2 years at Stanford, they're going to say, oh, this guy's a run first guy. Let's just say my role the last 2 years was kind of foreign to me. Taco Dowler down the fringe, gets loose, cuts back inside, and finally taken down at the 35.
Yeah, this is just Taco being Taco right here because, Miles Mayovsky's one of their best tacklers, at least off to a very productive season here for Eastern. And you can see right here at the end, Taco's just, I'm here, no, I'm not. Just makes a move, gets 6-7 more yards out of it.
Now they're up to 64 yards this afternoon. Lamson again. Escapes the pocket, buying time, and again throws it away.
Yeah, it looks like he had Jabez Woods. You can see here, yeah, right here. Kind of works his way over the top. And again, this is a compliment to Eastern's front four, just making him scramble a little bit to lose vision on that open receiver.
Again, as we highlighted earlier, the group in Eastern Washington's defense that they really highlighted the most coming into this season. 2nd and 10. Now to Julius Davis, bobbing and weaving. 3rd down to the 32. For number 32.
Yeah, and again, you know, just seeing Montana State not at 100 yards, you know, almost 4 or 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, I'm talking 100 yards on the ground. It's just, whether it's a new era, a new day in this Bobcat offense, I don't know, because I think most coaches around the league would tell you that stable of running backs, I mean, these guys, Eastern did, these 3-4 running backs they platoon are dang good.
Trips on the far side. Lamson barely gets it away. And Adam Jones, like you mentioned before, has gained a lot of muscle and was able to keep a couple of Eastern defenders and try to pull them a couple yards, but they'll be a couple yards short of the 1st down marker.
Well, yeah, I call him slicker than snot on a doorknob, but he is a tough physical back. That's the thing. I mean, watch this. He's got 2 dudes ripping club, fighting, punching at the ball, doesn't give up the football, and still got another yard to make it a 4th and short, which they're going to elect to kick the field goal. And I think Brent Vegan is expecting perfection here with some of the woes they've had.
And they'll run the fake up the gut. No catching him. Goodbye. Trickery from the Montana State offense.
Well, how do you like that?
Colby Froker all the way.
I was going to say, Froker. I don't think we'd be calling Froker's name on the old touchdown stat today, but 75-degree perfect day in the Gallatin Valley. Why not let the kicker score, Ben?
26 yards to the house. I mean, just completely fooled Eastern Washington, and you got that wide window. Goodbye. And now Miles Sandstead missed the PAT. Special teams, man. That's all I gotta say.
It's a roller coaster right now, man. I mean, they're getting people fired up. They're getting people ticked. You know, they just gotta figure it out.
The kicker taking it to the house. Some trickery, and Brent Vegan even keeled, but loving it.
Heavy Dealers and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
Oh my goodness, that looks good. As the homecoming festivities continue on here in Bozeman, and the Bobcat fans loving it. A 36-3 lead over Eastern Washington, as Cronquist will take it out of the end zone, past the 25 and short of the 30-yard line. Of course, it is homecoming, and we got to welcome in one of Montana's finest. Flint Rasmussen, National Rodeo Hall of Famer, Bull Riding Hall of Famer, Blue and Gold honoree. Flint, how you doing, man? It's been a while since.
Look at the clip. I'm wearing some blue and gold.
There you go.
First one. It's been a busy weekend, and when I got asked to come in the booth, all I could think about was when Eminem was up there with Musburger and Herb Street. So I'll try to be better than that.
Well, I don't think you'll be on camera, so you won't get that dazed look on your face that he had.
Yeah.
Nate Bell now in at quarterback for Eastern as he takes it, tucks it to run. Again, a strong runner and able to pick up a first down for Eastern.
Eastern Montana. I'm going to put a professional rodeo clown, or how the heck that go?
Well, first I'm going to watch this quarterback. He's going to throw it out of bounds.
Oh, nice grab, though.
You know, that was a nice grab. Should I take your job?
Please do.
I'll tell you how I take your job. I'll tell you what, they had good coverage out there at midfield. But with that being said, he still made a good. We're doing a drinking game whenever Ty says, with that being said, you have to drink.
I think some people, every time I say Ben on air, they're like, oh, I got to take a shot of something.
You've now put that in my head. Now I'm going to hear that nonstop now.
Hey, Ty, to your point, it was something I did in college as a summer job. So, I played high school football under Coach Butch Damberger, who's a Hall of Famer here at LSU.
I saw him earlier. Okay.
And then coached a couple seasons under Butch. And I was into this and decided to give it a try at about 25 years old, and here I am all these years later. But this is my happy place, coming to Bobcat football games for sure.
On 2nd down and 9, Cronquist motions again into the flat. Yates as he lunges forward to the 45, 3rd down.
And I know this place, is near and dear to your heart recently because both your daughters went to school here.
Yes.
I know both were great teammates on our national champion rodeo team, and I believe it was Paige. Paige was a national champion.
An individual national champion. They are on the national championship team. I'll tell you, my parents, for the first time in 6 years, my parents came to a game, class of 1960, here at Montana State College. So great to have them here. It's been fun for a couple days here.
Well, it's a perfect day for homecoming, I'll say that.
Can't beat it whatsoever. Through the hole, well short of the line to gain 4th down.
Flint, let me ask you this. I mean, as big as the PBR has gotten, it looks like Big Sky has become a staple and a stop every year.
Yeah, it's interesting. We go to Big Sky, Montana. It's not even one of our major tour stops, but it's just become kind of one of those places where we can get our sport in front of people that don't normally watch it. I don't know if you know this, but the money kind of falls from the trees up at Big Sky.
Yes, it does.
And,
yes, it does.
And so it's a great place, and opportunity through my career to work, in a market close to Bozeman and Montana State. Always fun.
That one into the end zone for a touchback. And we'll take a break here in Bozeman. And again, if you would have told me that a kicker would rush it in, haven't seen that a whole lot. Halfway through the 3rd.
Today's game is sponsored by
QR code on your screen and upload your favorite fan shots. We'll pick some of the top photos and showcase them during the game later on in the 4th quarter. Some good submissions so far as the Montana State offense back on the field. Lamson, quick out on the far side. And once again, who else? Another connection to Dane Steele as we continue on with Frit Rasmussen up here in the booth.
Hey, I got it. Ty, I agree with you. I love football. Football, like I said, my happy place. Justin Lamson, I met him, speaking of Big Sky, Montana, I met him up there. He's a good-sized kid, but he's a different, listen, Tommy Malotte's not walking through the door.
No,
he's
the same.
And Waded Cruzado are not walking through the door.
I don't know if you heard they're gone.
Yeah. This kid, he can sling it, he can run it. He's a good kid, nice guy.
He is.
He's tough, too, as well as Julius Davis. He's tough, too.
Oh, really tough as nails.
So let me ask you this, and obviously I see you almost every summer up there, and you usually give me a nice shout-out in the crowd. I don't know if there's a more scenic place for PBR to go. I mean, with Lone Peak right behind it, it's stunning. Like you said, there's some folks with some money up there. Yeah. How did the Bobcat night come into play, though? Because that's a tradition now, right?
They have so many causes they give to up there, and it incorporated into Montana State, turned into a rodeo team, an athletic department thing. Honestly, I think it's a great thing. There was a time early when I went up there that I wasn't sure the people in Big Sky knew there was a college down the hill. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. And now we've really pulled them in. They want to send their kids there. Yeah. It's done wonders for Montana State, for sure.
Well, I mean, you and I were talking in the break. I mean, Waded Cruzado, I mean, truly, she has changed the face of this city, school. Look around this place. I mean, how much it's changed. Just
And I'll say I've got to spend quite a bit of time the last couple of days with Brock, the new president. Wonderful man.
That's awesome.
We're in good hands up here.
So what do you got going now? I mean, I know are you exclusively with the PBR now?
I'm in the corporate office in Fort Worth. That's what I'm doing there. I have a corporate position, but I'm just going to tell you, I'm getting restless. I might need to get out and do some creative stuff again. And So, Ben, it's been good knowing you, but here I am.
I had
Scoot
a feeling.
over.
I had a feeling, to be honest with you. I knew this was a trap. That was the real reason they brought you up here today.
Good news, Ben.
Well, every year for the brawl, we do these, we do these 3-4 man crews, and it's like, why, we don't need Creighton. Let's just we'll bring in Flint.
I mean, I can sub in for Morning Weggy. He's,
Well, nobody can sub in for Martin. I mean, that's the bottom line. But we got to quit clowning around and call a game here. But no, it's so good to see you, my friend.
Thanks, you guys.
I really appreciate it.
Just appreciate. I do want to tell you guys, I'm living down in Texas, and every Saturday I go and I search my finding the Bobcat game, and you guys bring a little of Montana to me down there. Great job.
Well, appreciate
and with that being said, I think it's time for me to get. Did you see what I did there, Ben? I used this phrase.
Yeah.
Gonna put it on a T-shirt.
You've engraved that into my brain now.
as all these kids are using the NIL and they got all their shirts. Half the stuff they put on their shirts, I said I got to start getting some of these funds.
But again, if you give him space, he's going to take off as well.
A few words on the sideline. I like when there's nothing wrong with that. Ty, listen to you. There's a difference between taunting and have a little conversation on the sideline.
No question.
Right?
I mean, listen, as long as you don't bring in mothers or sisters, I think, no holds barred, say what you want.
Yeah, I have both, a mother and a sister.
Hey, I want to say this too. Congrats on the Blue and Gold Award. That's big time. You're a Hall of Famer in a ton of ways, man. You're a great guy. I consider you a friend and have for a long time. And just thank you so much for taking 5 minutes with us today.
Everything I am is because of this state. Without a doubt.
Very cool of you to say.
Adam Jones again past the 40. And look, I know I sound like an outsider here because the first time I'd been to Montana was only 4 years ago. But I could understand really quickly just how special this place is and why you guys and everybody around Montana State and just around the state in general love it so much. It's so beautiful. The people are great. And I'm thankful to be a part of it with you guys as well as everybody here in Montana.
Ben, in true Montana tradition, you come here another 52 years, we'll consider you one of us.
Okay. Yeah. I'll hold you to that.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Flint. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great seeing
appreciate you.
Short of the first down markers, I'll bring up third down. And now a word from the Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
Always great to visit with Flint. Always so welcoming. I remember, again, like I mentioned, I got this job 4 years ago. I was here at Gold Rush against McNeese State, and I met him on the sideline. He could not have been more welcoming. Just such a great guy. Adam Jones gets to the edge, turns the corner. He punches the gas. Adam Jones for the pylon. He's in. Touchdown. Adam Jones with the wheels.
Slicker than snot on a doorknob, Ben. My goodness. He got the edge, and he wasn't going to be denied. Great play by him. Nice job by his homies blocking for him. And this thing is getting ugly in a hurry.
37 yards for Adam Jones.
And Coach Best was talking about in terms of fight. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised because I really, just watching these guys on film and always keeping an eye on Eastern. I just thought this game was going to go a little different. But I think this might be a little bit of a almost told you so. Lot of critics, a lot of people talking right now about the Bobcat team, and this is like, hey, we're a pretty good outfit.
Adam Jones again with a big run. He's going to be doing a lot of push-ups here with a 40-point lead.
I'm getting tired just watching Champ, actually. I'm sweating watching him rep out 43 of those bad boys.
Again, 37 yards to the end zone for Adam Jones. And that guy's also scored a touchdown today.
Yes, he has.
Such a weird sequence. Near the 4. Knifing his way through. And getting inside the 25. But again, Adam Jones, You and I talked about it. Look, there was a lot of chatter about him, the preseason offensive player in the Big Sky, but he's putting up the numbers today with a pair of TDs.
Well, and let's have a little perspective here. You know, he didn't name himself the preseason offensive player. I mean, for a kid to be coming off his freshman year and be chosen that, okay, cool. You know, like Flint and I were just talking, there's a lot of new faces on this team. And again, just a reminder, he's scored in every game, and I think he's having a very fine game today.
On the carry, and now looking to break loose. Stays on his feet and finally pushed out of bounds. A big run there from Kevin Allen.
It's a great run by Allen, and it really should have probably been a tackle for loss or no gain. You can see Xavier Aarons here, who I know they're high on. He just puts his eyes down. You got to go make that play. But compliments to that young man. That was a great run.
Well, even we talked with Brent Vigen earlier this week about Adam Jones, and he said, look, he's gotten a lot of tough chances, a lot of short yardage opportunities as Nate Bell keeps himself past the 50. But he went back to that game last week against Mercyhurst. 2 of the 3 top runs in that one were because of Adam Jones, and he continues to prove how effective he is in that running attack.
And the throwing attack. I mean, that's why I call him. I mean, he is a Swiss Army knife. They line him up in split, pistol, gun. They line him up at wide receiver and utilize him in many different ways that, you know, a lot of players just can't do.
Bell again being chased. And just has to get rid of it. Intended well short for Nolan Olm. And Zach Cruz was just barreling down.
Well, he had his former teammate. Exactly. We were just talking about Adam Jones, Zach Cruz, who's become a very dynamic pass rusher for this Bobcat defense. He was hot on the trail, and he didn't get the sack, but he affected the play. And that's the goal of any defensive lineman on any given throw, affect the thrower.
This time the pitch. And the ball is still on the turf and recovered by Montana State.
Chase McMillan. Or was that Meredith?
It looked like Brian Meredith.
Well, we're going to find out. I believe McMillan got the ball. And you know what we get to see, Ben? And I can't wait to see this young man get it. The takeaway cowboy hat here coming up. Fantastic job there by Dom Solano. He's the one who truly created this play.
It looked like Meredith was the one who poked it loose.
Yeah, I think you're right here. Great job by Dom Solano. Ball out, club punch there. And then we got to check the sideline at some point, because I got to see if the takeaway, we just had Flynn up here, and he had to take his cowboy hat off to do the interview, unlike some coaches we know at Sacramento State that try to wear it during the game.
With the stiff arm, no one's catching him. Colson Kuhn hesitates for the end zone, reaching for the goal line and stops short. 54 yards for Kuhn. 2 straight weeks with big runs.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's kind of like a broken record. This kid, when he gets his turns, he always makes something happen. Great job by the Donjoy Mafia. Let the line just wash itself down. Fantastic run by the young man out of Sheridan, Wyoming.
And I apologize because I might have jinxed him there when I said no one was going to catch him. But he'll capitalize there as he gets in the end zone.
Well, I did kind of chuckle when you said that, and then he got caught.
Yeah.
Which I'll say this, because Mayowski had a couple tough plays there. That was a great effort play by him to keep it out of the end zone, but they plugged it in the next play.
And that's what Brent Vigen also said when we asked him about Colson Kuhn. Not necessarily breakaway speed, but very productive in the running game. Can really get a chunk of yards. Let's go down to Grace Lawrence. I think we all know what she's going to talk about.
Yeah, you guys, who doesn't love the takeaway hat? It's a cowboy hat the team now puts on if they force a turnover. it's very fitting, as you know, the school is situated in the heart of the West. So much country influence. Defensive coordinator Sean Howe added it right before the first game, but the turnovers didn't really get going until last week. Vigen said if it adds incentive, then it's well worth it, and it's pretty stylish with that M. I mean, looks awesome, guys.
It is stylish, that's for sure.
Well, I love what Vigen said, too. Now, Vigen's an old offensive guy, all right? Let's just call a spade a spade. But we were asking him about it, and, you know, he was kind of telling a story, and he kind of sheepishly said to Howe, you know, like, hey, are we going to break this thing out of the hat, or, you know, we're just going to keep it in there? And sure enough, the last couple games, they've been a little stingier than they were. Of course, the first two opponents, one's the Oregon Ducks, and one's number 2 in the country right now. And I like it, though. I like the takeaway hat.
Well, I think you and I mentioned this last week in our broadcast. I do like those celebrations, the ones that don't go over the top, because there are some that are just like,
yeah,
okay, settle down a little bit. Another attempt out of the end zone again. And as Cronquist stays on his feet for a couple yards down the fringe. And again, it's been a rough day. We talk so much about Montana State's dominance. This Eastern squad, they've had a decent non-conference slate, even though they only have 1 win in non-conference play. The offense just can't get anything going today.
No, they can't. And the flip side of it is the other side of the ball is now giving up half 100. So, you know, I mean, just look at offensively what's going on. I mean, MSU's got 103 more yards on the ground right now than Eastern's entire offense has.
Nate Bell following a block. And again, just racking up those yards. He can do it really well with his feet. Because that's been the struggle defensively for Eastern the last couple of years. I mean, you go back to a year ago, near the bottom of the Big Sky, averaging 477 yards given up to opponents last year. And I mean, and it already doesn't help when they were dealing with injuries through the month of September on that defense as well. Sidearms it. Incomplete. And through the arms of Wesley Garrett. Carson Williams on the cover.
Yeah, he took a big shot while just trying to get the ball out. I believe it was Zach Black that got a pretty healthy chunk.
And flags fly.
Illegal snap. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
6-7, Ben. Old 6-7. 67 yards in the first half, and now our man, the center, 6-7. Mr. Mark Johnson.
.500 total yards, by the way, for Montana State today. Nate Bell eludes pressure and takes off again and gets tripped up. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and you know what you're seeing here, you got a whole, and another steal, by the way, another steal in the football game. Lot of fresh faces on this field right now. A lot of those second and third string guys that have earned and deserved their turns here.
That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter here at Bobcat Stadium. A blowout on homecoming. 50-3 lead for number 4 Montana State as the offense just continues to rack up the yards. Final 15 up next. Well, again, the homecoming festivities continue on, but really, homecoming weekend started last night in the high school ranks. You got a huge game tie that you were at last night.
I was. I took my 10-year-old boy, the crosstown rivalry there with Gallatin getting the big win. Saw a couple future Bobcats, and Carter Dahlke got the game-winning touchdown, and then Bobby Guzman with the game-clinching interception right there. Beautiful night, great view of the Bridgers. Just a perfect night to, like you said, get this homecoming weekend off and running.
Gallatin taking down Bozeman 23-16 last night. Off the hesitation and brought down behind the line. Another example of just how dominant this defense has been the last couple of weeks for Montana State, including today. Because you go back to just a couple of weeks ago, 0 given up to San Diego in the first half, 7 overall. I mean, they've only allowed 10 total points to be scored in the last 3 games.
Salty. Very, very salty.
And by the way, a new QB also in for Eastern Washington as he takes a shot and nobody home. As they go to Jake Skockle.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to the defense, though, Ben, again, ton of praise. Compliments all around to Sean Howe, Jody Owens, Coach Baptiste, Trenton Green, the new fella with the corners, and Brian Shepard. These guys are coaching their butts off. The defense is playing lights out, and it's been fun to watch, man.
Pressure coming from the edge on the dump off. And again, another 4th down coming.
Yeah, they just tried, again, they tried that tunnel screen, jailbreak screen, whatever you want to call it. That's a nice inside-out play by Zach Wabel, the linebacker out of Lake Oswego, Oregon. Don't have a ton of Oregon players on this team, Ben, which I know is probably painful for you. We were talking about Texas. Everything's bigger and better in Texas. Just ask them, they'll tell you. Which is actually where Flint is residing now, down in Fort Worth. Kind of shanked that
might
one.
head into the stands.
Yeah, he did. It just hit some. It just hit some poor guy. Oh God! I don't know if we're going to get a replay of that, but you got to have your head on a swivel, man.
Well, hopefully they're okay. Right off the dome.
Oh, I mean, she doesn't look like she's doing well. I hope she's okay.
Yeah, she'll be tended to. 50-3 lead for Montana State. Rolling here on homecoming. Northern Colorado winning in, and well-deserved, obviously, with some good competitive games in the non-conference play. And of course, next week, a huge one in Flagstaff at the Walk-Up Sky Dome. Number 4, Montana State. Number 15, Northern Arizona. Excited to be down to call that one next Saturday. I mean, you look at Ty Pennington, one of the best quarterbacks in the Big Sky. Of course, has already won a Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week honor. That's going to be a fun battle next week down in Flagstaff between Pennington and Lamson.
It will be, and you know, no matter how talented, good, average, poor NAU is, it just seems like it's always a tough place to go play at over 7,000 feet in a dome. I do love Flagstaff, though. What a beautiful area, and it's just, you know, it's just one of those places. It's not, those wins are tough, and NAU, Coach Wright's done a heck of a job getting them very, very good.
Out of bounds. As the clock will continue to roll. Yeah, Flagstaff is beautiful, and the Walk-Up Sky Dome, to be honest with you, is one of my favorite venues in the Big Sky. So
it's cool.
I'm excited to be back down there.
No, it's cool. It's one of the older ones in the country. It's a very unique atmosphere. And Ben, just while we're on the the homecoming theme, I got to give a shout out to Charlie Chooch Carnop. Happy birthday, my man! 85 years on the earth. Longtime trainer for here at Montana State, over 40 years of service. It's a long time.
The ground game again. Helmet comes loose. So the Bobcats once again will move the sticks.
You can see that's big Aiden Kaplan lost his bonnet. Lost your bonnet, baby. Got to leave the game now.
We're going to get a timeout. Montana State will call a timeout. Because you and I talked about the Big Sky. Obviously, NAU with an impressive start. Montana State on their way to 1-0. Big one tonight out in Missoula. What's your outlook for the Big Sky this year?
Well, I mean, both coaches said it this week. It was kind of who the heck knows at this point. You know, another team, you know, UC Davis.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, they took one on the chin against Washington, but, you know, I think Coach Blau does a heck of a job. I think they're still going to be very good. Idaho State's obviously improving. Poor our boy Barney is struggling right now, and you can see. I mean, again, we kind of been talking about the last couple weeks. 4 Big Sky programs in the top 10, and then obviously 6 in the top 25. I don't know. Jury's still out a little bit. I think we kind of know who the top 2 or 3, but like you said, big one tonight in Missoula.
On the keeper, streaking, and won't be caught. Touchdown, Montana State.
Florence, Montana's finest right there. I call him Patty Ice because he's got ice in his veins. Right there, all he was showing was his wheels.
Chance Wilson with the touchdown run.
Dang it, Ben. They put in Wilson and you didn't even tell me. God. Hey, and we saw that kid a ton last year just because he came in for Tommy so much, because a lot of the outcomes were kind of similar to today. He's a big, good-looking kid out of Oklahoma. I was just giving Patty Duchesne some love. It wasn't even him. Shame on me.
57-3.
See from the end zone here, just read zone. That safety stepped way too far up. Probably a young safety, couldn't quite make the play. Walks in basically untouched. Maybe a little fingertip right there. Chance Wilson. Well, we've seen 3 quarterbacks today. Of course, my alma mater used 3 quarterbacks in 3 weeks, and not one of them got hurt.
Well, meanwhile, my alma mater, Washington State, they're probably on their 3rd already.
You were just talking about Oregon State. It really kind of sucks. You know, not only did they kind of just get left behind, but both Oregon State and Washington State have gotten pretty dang bad. I mean, they don't look good. I watched that game last night,
well,
too.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially in Corvallis. That was, you're up by 2 touchdowns with what, I think it was like 7 minutes to go, I think.
Yeah.
Against Houston, then you lose in overtime.
Right.
Yeah, it's not fun for the orange and black right now.
No, Coach Bray's got his work cut out for him. Obviously, Jonathan Smith had some good things rolling there, and then took his family and a whole bunch of zeros in the paycheck to East Lansing. And then our guy, Jimmy Rogers, left Brookings, and struggle bus is a real thing in the Palouse right now.
Well, meanwhile, you want to talk about orange and black. Idaho State, by the way, taking down Northern Colorado.
Yes.
We'll see them in 2 weeks here in Bozeman. Bouncing to the outside and out of bounds.
Yeah, Cody Hawkins is a good coach, man. I mean, he does a nice job. Not an easy place to you know, get a bunch of wins.
Well, they're one of those Big Sky teams as well that we kind of harped on in the open. They gave an FBS opponent a good run for their money against UNLV.
Yeah. No, and I've had a lot of buddies coach there. And, you know, you can have good teams. It's just, can you sustain it? It's just not one of those places that are, in terms of tradition, and they've had some good players, they've had some good coaches. It's just tough to sustain success there.
Yates. Maybe a gain of a yard there.
Good shot of Corey Boyd right there, young DB out of Dallas, Texas, going back to the conversation about all the recruit. I mean, it's been a pipeline now for 15 plus years. You know, you go snag a great player like Denarius McGee, and others will follow, and they have.
And a good strike there to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's a good stick by Ryan Bowles. I mean, again, we're kind of getting into the depth here. Young man out of Woodinville, Washington. Seeing a lot of faces. This is a good shot right here, though. Little hit stick here at the end. Boom. Like it. Run your feet. Drive them into the ground. Like it. Coach Jody Owens, another Texas product, who's a great linebacker. Got to be happy about what he sees there.
Just over 3 to play here in the fourth. A pile, and that'll be a first down. Well, we definitely got our share of explosive plays today from Montana State. There's no question about that. I mean, you got to start with Adam Jones. Well, actually, we'll start with the fake field goal.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
Broker just flying.
No question, and that was a beautifully designed play. Obviously, they saw something on film. Anytime you have 9 plays, though, 9 plays, Ben, for over 25 yards, that's a pretty dang good day.
Well, again, something else Brent Vigen preached to us earlier this week in our conversation. They got to pop some runs, and they definitely have done that with Adam Jones. But for the most part, again, it's been the passing attack today.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that quarterback has been sharp. You know, he's been really sharp. 3 touchdowns. I mean, he's been good. Lamson, you know, it's like it's kind of what I hoped not to see was just that one really bad throw, and we didn't see it today. You know, those couple games he had a bad pick. Lamson's sharp.
Marcus Yates getting into Bobcat territories. That takes us to the 2-minute timeout here in Bozeman. Justin Lamson, 270 yards with a trio of TDs. As we wind down this one in Bozeman. Time now to find out who's the Whitefish Credit Union player of the game. Ty, knowing you, I'm not surprised by who it is.
Offense sells the tickets, Ben. Defense wins the championships. Is that 2 weeks in a row we gave Sean Howe's defense or did we just give it to the D-line last week? Whatever.
It's still the defense.
Absolutely. 7 points against San Diego. 0. Or no, yeah.
Yeah, 0 against Mercyhurst
last week. And as of right now, knock on wood, they got 3 from Cheney.
Jaron Perkins with the tackle.
Long line of Perkins. His old man Josh played here years ago. We know about the brothers. Look at him getting some love. I might have pulled a hammy there, Coach. I haven't. You got a good shot of Coach Baptiste. Coach Justin Lamson giving him some love. There's really a good chance, Ben, that if you suited up today, you're playing. You're playing.
Probably everybody's getting their snaps today. Yeah, the big man loving it. Even QB1 loves it.
Yeah, they're happy on the sideline. There is absolutely no question they are thrilled with this performance. Again, we kind of keep talking about it. Performance, I don't think either of us thought. Great play right there.
Carson Williams on the PBU.
And where's he from? Houston, Texas.
Well, we already know this is going to be a key next week when we go to Flagstaff. How is this defense going to contain Ty Pennington and an offense for the Lumberjacks, who has been very effective this season?
Yeah, and for calling a bunch of new names, or at least a lot of new names in that third level of defense, I think Coach Shepard and this secondary have done a heck of a job through the first month of football. You got some willing tacklers. The coverage is tight. A lot of these players will all be back as well. I mean, there's some real promising play being done right there in the secondary. It's a good thing for Bobcat Nation.
Well, even Seth Johnson said, our group, the secondary, is embracing being the underdog of the defense. There were so many questions about the youth in that position group. But yeah, I mean, they've held their own so far. here in 2025, but they'll be up for a big test next week at the Walkup Sky Dome. Again, the dump off to Yetz. Because again, we got a big time top 15 showdown a week from today in Flagstaff. And then we're right back here against Idaho State, and then we'll head on the road for a pair. And as much as I love calling games here in Ty, I got to be honest with you, I'm excited to go somewhere else.
And we get to three out of the next 4. San Luis Obispo, we've been down there together. That's a stunning place.
Pressure comes. Buying time again to Yetz. Down the fringe. And some good field vision there from Skockel. And for Eastern Washington, they'll look to get their first Big Sky win back on the Red Inferno next week against Portland State. 2 straight at home. Big rivalry game against their neighbors from Moscow, Idaho. And then they head on the road to Weber, and then a pair of top 25 opponents.
Right.
Again underneath. To the 15, as that should be the final play of this one. As Montana State starts Big Sky play 1-0 with a dominating 57-3 win over Eastern Washington, as it is now 5 straight wins for the Bobcats over the Eagles.
Dominating is an excellent word, Ben, because they didn't crack the 200 mark. I'm talking Eastern Washington until the last play of the game. I mean, they just surpassed 200 yards on that play against a bunch of dudes that are, you know, way down on the depth chart. Dominating performance by the Cats.
Down to Grace Lawrence, who's with Adam Jones.
All right, Adam, a dominating win at home. What was clicking today?
You know, I think it's just how we attacked this week. You know, the offense was challenged. We weren't happy with how we performed last week, and the coaches challenged us. And, you know, we're a competitive bunch. We want to score a lot of points, and I think it's just kind of how we attacked the week.
You've scored in every game so far. You had 2 touchdowns today. What was clicking for you personally on this field?
Man, I give a lot of credit to my teammates. I think just the offensive line, just where we keep working every week, and we know we're going to keep getting better. And Julius and I, you know, we're dynamic players, so we're going to do whatever it takes.
This team has a motto, go 1-0 every day, every week. You're now 1-0 in conference play, closing out 4 straight home games for the month of September. What do you guys want to bring into your NAU game next week?
Yeah, I think you said it well. Just that 1-0 mentality. We're in conference play, and, you know, we're chasing that conference title. So just finding ways to, you know, keep building, keep stacking days. Coach Vegan, he doesn't like complacency here. He's going to challenge us, and I think that's it's a special thing in this program. So
definitely. Thank you, Adam. Congrats on the win. Ben?
293 yards on the ground, 580 total for Montana State. As that will do it here from Bobcat Stadium. For Ty Gregorak, Grace Lawrence, and the rest of our always terrific Scripps Sports crew, I'm Ben Creighton saying so long from Bozeman. Don't forget, a big showdown awaits us next week down in Flagstaff. But for now, so long from Bozeman, Montana. FCS opponents. That's dominance, man.
He's been incredible. He's had, with all that success, he keeps having to replace coaches that move on to air quote bigger and better things, and it's almost rinse and repeat. They just keep getting better and better, and he's doing a heck of a job.
Adam Jones motions. Both running backs in here for Montana State. Hesitation from Julius Davis. Finds an opening on the edge and scoots out of bounds.
Yeah, you could hear that NAU side over there kind of getting some boos. They thought there was a hold there.
There is a flag on the field.
Yeah. I think it's going to be on Cedric Jefferson.
Holding. Offense. 3. That's still first down.
Yep, you nailed it.
There's
penalties. They lead the FCS.
There's holding on almost every play, but you know that running back starts to get the edge there. You got to let him go. Can't get your hands outside the breastplate.
And by the way, this is a Montana State bunch who is excellent in terms of penalties. They lead the FCS in fewest penalty yards per game. Julius Davis again. And now a word from the Jewelry Design Center.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula.